The 2016 Tournament of Champions Holiday Classic broadcasts are brought to you by CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist, Adidas, Impossible is Nothing, Hawks Basketball Academy and Junior Hawks Camps, designed to give Atlanta youth the ultimate basketball experience, Assistant Basketball Coach app, your source for coaching insight, and StatRow, funding youth sports through game highlights.
Every day is another beginning. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.
We welcome you into the nightcap. It is Miller Grove, the Wolverines, taking on the Wheeler Wildcats here in the 2016 Tournament of Champions Holiday Classic. Joel Hillsman, Mason Amberley here with you. Miller Grove, the starters, they'll send out there will be Jalen Mason, Lorenzo Anderson, Tay Hardy, Jermaine Clark, and Jalen Stuckey. For the Wheeler Wildcats, it'll be Darius Perry, Kenny Anini, Jordan Usser, Jordan Tucker, and E.J. Montgomery. All right, we are ready and settled in. I think the energy is back in the gym now as Wheeler coming in 8-3 under head coach Duff Lipscomb in his 26th season, the 6-time state champions. For the Miller Grove Wolverines under first-year head coach Rasul Chester, they come in at 9-3. They are the 7-time state champs, and they did that work under Sharman White, who's now the assistant coach at Georgia State. Wheeler began the season as the Max Prep preseason number 2. Wheeler, the Adidas school, all in white. White tops, white bottoms. Yes, sir. They got gold letters. I guess gold trimming around those blue letters. Miller Grove, gray tops, gray bottoms, the Nike boys, and the purple numbers. 6-time versus 7-time underway. Jordan Usher now going to give it over to Darius Perry. Perry into the forecourt, and as this gets underway, Mason, What do you expect to see from either side of the spectrum?
Matchups. It's interesting to see already what the matchups are going to be. Lorenzo Anderson starting out on Jordan Tucker over here on the wing. You got Jermon Clark on Jordan Usher, who's going to be a slasher. Going to have to defend all the way around for Miller Grove.
Stop, pop, a jumper, Usher, hill of the rim, no good. Rebound tip, Montgomery gets it. There's Anini. Anini with the jumper, good. He cracks the seal on this one. Kenny Anini. 2-0 Wheeler.
Already offensive rebound for Wheeler results in a bucket.
Second chance points. Wheeler has suffered 3 losses this season, 1 to Westlake, 1 to DeMatha, and 1 to Vashon. You saw that Vashon game right here on SUVtv in a game that they really got handled inside.
Darius Perry with great ball pressure on youngster Jalen Mason. It's going to be an interesting matchup to watch all night as well. Louisville commit probably has the upper hand in that battle. But don't doubt the young fella.
Tucker, the Anini put it on the floor with the right hand. There goes Perry, a long 3, good. All 3 of them, Darius Perry, the trifecta. It's 5-0. A minute and some change gone by. Here comes Anderson into the forecourt, speeding up, out of control, off the window, no good. Rebound is going to come down to E.J. Montgomery. Montgomery to Jordan Usher. Usher taking his game to Southern Cal. Perry with a dime drop off to Anini. It wasn't there, so Perry going to pull the top side 3 off the right rim, no good. Montgomery on the glass, put it up, no. They fight for it. It's on the floor. He picks it up. Jump ball, call. Yes. And it will go over to Miller Grove. So checking in now, early substitution, George Wilson III.
You look at experience as well, Joel, here. Wheeler, obviously the bona fide star-studded team coming into the matchup. And then a young Miller Grove team, inexperienced in a way. Not a single starter back from the state championship team from last year.
Almost a travel, and he gets it in, of course, to Tay Hardy. Hardy had a big day yesterday for the Wolverines. Coach Chester setting it up, wanting them to run the horn offense, but there's a turnover. Usher with the steal. Whoop, give me back. Here comes Wilson. Over. Tay pulls the 3. Offline. Hill of the rim, no good. Montgomery skying for the rebound and pulls it down. Darius Perry skips it up ahead. Now here's Jordan Tucker. Tucker going to drive out of control, dump it off. Offensive foul, Jordan Tucker. His first, the team's first. 5:54 to go, 2 minutes gone by. Everywhere you look, Coach, Wheeler sending someone to college. Does that mesh well with this bunch? They have 3 losses, all 3 of them national, including the loss in region to Westlake.
You can't. All right, looking at their schedule, none of the 3 losses you can hang your hat on. All the quality opponents, even a Westlake in their own region, Pebblebrook, even Campbell. So they play in one of the toughest regions in the state. Obviously, Coach Lynchcombe's put in a great position early part in the year with playing in Chick-fil-A, one-day events, etc. So I think it's more of a test for Miller Grove in their first really bona fide state matchup with a top contender from their classification.
There's a drive up off the window, falling off, no. Rebound, Kevin Page, he put it back up, no. They tip and fight for it. Here comes Darius Perry. Perry now going to take it into the forecourt with the left-hand dribble. Now he's going to try to dipsy-do with it. Got to the left elbow, tried to bounce it in there. It's a steal. Picked up there. Good job defensively coming in by Jalon Clark. Clark came in. Coach Butler wants them to open that thing up.
I think one of the things with Miller Grove is when they do get those opportunities in transition, they got to capitalize and try and get out and run. Not going to probably beat the bigger Wheeler team in the half-court offense.
Going to drive, spin it, fading back off 1 foot. Living right and got the roll, Tay Hardy. Cracks the seal for Miller Grove. It's 5-2. Here comes Perry back quickly. Goes behind the back. Float it up. I see you, Darius Perry. Nasty and nifty with it. A timeout called by Miller Grove. And it will be a 30-second timeout, and Maurice Harvey will check in. Out of the timeout, it is a 30-second timeout. Coaches and trainers, the Assistant Basketball Coach app is a great resource for drills, plays, and special content. Download the app today to get drills, plays, and content that will help you improve your players and team. So almost halfway here in this first quarter gone, Coach Mason, what do you see either way in this contest? 7-2, Wheeler on top.
What you would expect, the guys that are the experienced, probably most experienced guy on the floor, Darius Perry, followed by E.J. Montgomery, having their way early. You know, Miller Grove's going to need a lot from the senior leader in Tay Hardy. And then just once again, handling the ball pressure. You know, I think Coach Chester made the adjustments to go to an additional ball handler here early. got Lorenzo Anderson out of there, went back with a senior and Trey Wilson, who's been around the block for Miller Grove.
Now going to swing it over to the left, put it on the floor, and over is Kevin Page. Page now goes deeply into that corner on the pass out to Harvey. Maurice Harvey, who has checked in. Now, Tay Hardy, step back jumper in Usher's face. Take that with you, Jordan Usher. A step back jumper from Tay Hardy. His second field goal.
2 tough shots hit by Tay Hardy so far. Got to find a way to get him some easier looks as the game goes on. Miller Grove already falling into, looks to be a little matchup zone.
Yep, it is a little matchup zone, and they're sitting there. Usher and Perry not on the same page offensively as Wheeler now runs the set. Kicked out to the top, now going to take it. A long three. Anini, give him all 3 of them. Kenny, Anini with a 3 ball. 10-4, Wheeler leading.
Kenny's not going to pop out at you after looking at him in warm-ups or anything, but obviously has 5 here early.
Tucker saved it, crossing the timeline. Now here's Perry. Perry to the hoop. He tried to drop it off there for E.J. Montgomery. It wasn't there. Recovered and taken away by Page. Page to Wilson, the third, and here they come. Miller Grove in transition. Kick it over top. A 3. Harvey, no. Rebound, Tay Hardy. Hardy skied over Usher and got that rebound. Now backs in on him, steps through. A traveling violation. Currently, Wheeler is ranked number 3 in 7A in the state of Georgia. They play in Region 2 in 7A, and as Coach was talking about, probably the toughest region in the state. It's Wheeler, Westlake. We saw Pebblebrook here last night. Tucker pulls a 3 off. No good. Put back dunk by Montgomery. Couldn't feel it. And now there's a tip ahead. Tay Hardy's on the break. He's got Jordan Tucker down there with him. Couldn't get the roll. It fell off a foul on Jordan Tucker.
Great experience play there, tipping it out over the Wheeler player's head to catch it in transition. Don't know if Miller Grove can leave Tucker like that wide open on the zone for those kind of looks. Based on warm-ups and his reputation, he's a player that's capable of knocking down those shots.
Tucker now has 2 fouls, and it looks like Younger is going to check in for him, Brandon Younger. Free throw, Tay Hardy, no good.
Those will be big tonight.
Yes, they will.
Since it's probably going to be a more higher scoring game than Miller Grove's played, they're going to need every bucket they can get, especially from the charity stripe.
Free throw, good. Split them. 10-5, under 3 minutes to go, 2:54 first quarter.
Miller Grove changing defenses again. Sorry, Joel.
No, but Anini now at the point. This is something I've seen with Coach Liscombe. He took him out, but now Perry coming right back to the scorer's table. Shot is no good. Rebound there. Here comes Hardy. Hardy's got him in transition. Coming up from behind, stepped across the line. Tay Hardy put it back. Tipping good.
Tip.
Kevin Page, offensive rebound.
Great tip. Great tip by the young fella. You know, Kevin's a kid that's been around their program for a while. Still looking to come on only in his junior season. Going up against his AAU teammate E.J. Montgomery here tonight. Kickball. In your time seeing Wheeler this year, have they been up and down based on the personnel trying to mesh together?
Yeah, they've been up and down, and the word that's kind of used most frequently is disappointment. Even in the Vashon game, and one of the things that, and Horace Naismith joined us when they played Green Forest, in the Vashon game, they don't have enough ball handling guards outside of Perry. Vashon had multiple ball handling guards and was able to bring that to them. All right, against Green Forest, they were able to do something we didn't think that they would do, and that's be able to out-hustle. They got a lot of fast break points, and Jordan Usher changed that game for them, got them in foul trouble, and they were able to take it. A long 3, it is short, no good. But, yes, to answer the question directly, they have been up and down. Stepping through, Harvey gives it off. Give me that shot. Oh, is it going to be a goal-10? Basket is good.
You know, on that last offensive,
Clark is going to get the bucket.
Perry did a great job on that last offensive possession by penetrating in deep into the zone, giving Isaac Martin a wide open opportunity. They look to be going to the same set here.
Martin is in, number 30. Perry, a deep 3, in and out, no. Rebound is going to come down to Kevin Page. Page now up to Harvey. Harvey on the right side with the right hand. He's going to feed it down into the post. Stop, out kick to the wing, then a swinging around the horn. Shot up, no.
A lot of big
Taking
bodies.
Yeah. He's got Usher running with him. Here comes Usher. Usher gonna go all the way up. Traveling violation. Jordan Usher. The thing about Jordan Usher now, when he gets out on the break, he will throw down the hammer. Period, point blank, end of discussion.
I think he's that classic slasher mentality that you describe him as. More of a gets his points in transition, 1 dribble pull-ups, 2 dribbles maybe max, but obviously wants to get out and run. Once again, Miller Grove doing a great job early mixing in defenses, creating some different looks. Doug looks to be going with more personnel than he normally would in past years. He's already played 8 guys.
Got it. He can go deep. Take it now. There's a corner jump right there. Short corner, no good. Rebound going to come down to Jordan Tucker. Tucker back in now. It's a 10-9 ball game. He's got 4 fouls. Kick it in the corner. Perry put it on the floor. Attack. Now going to pass. There's a float up with the left hand by Martin. Badly missed. No good. Rebound underneath. They'll kick it back and spin it back. Here's Perry. Perry going to hesitate. Not there. Good recovery defense from the Miller Grove Wolverines. A drive. A float up. Count it. And the foul. Darius Perry and 1.
Best player on the floor so far tonight, Joel.
Beautiful. He's having himself a fine first quarter, 7 points. Kenny Anini will check in. Anini going to Stinson. And Martin taking a seat.
The offensive scramble there created a little mismatch, putting Jamon Clark, bigger guy, on Darius Perry, who was able to attack and create that contact. Miller Grove doing okay early. Obviously, on the other end, Lorenzo Anderson forced a little 5-footer that he probably was a little nervous on based on all the size.
Free throw, Perry, no good. Unable to complete the 3-point play. Anini tried to save it. It's out of bounds, and it'll go over to Miller Grove. But that goes back to the point that you were making, Coach, in the open, how the game was all about matchup. So they were able to get the mismatch off of the scramble situation.
Yep, exactly.
Inbound, tip, out of bounds. It will stay with Miller Grove.
Once again, I think Chester's going to come back in for Lorenzo Anderson kid here again, who's struggling in the first quarter to just get his rhythm going.
And George Wilson, the third, quickly checks in. He's going to inbound it.
I'd get it in, get it back, and then clear it out. You got numbers.
Traveling violation. Good pressure defense there by Younger and Stetson. And now another substitution.
Most kids know, and it takes time to learn. You never want to catch the ball in the corner in your backcourt. You always want to catch it somewhere centered in the floor to give yourself that room. Obviously a tough decision there.
There's Perry. Perry holds it now. They can work for the last shot. 12-9. Wheeler with the lead with 10 seconds to go. Belt high dribble.
Looking to go into Montgomery here.
Tried to go screen roll. Perry danced on him, pulled the 3. Hill of the rim, no good. Rebound tip, get it up. Count it, count it. It should count. It will count. Brandon Younger gets the hoop. And that is the end of the first quarter. Wheeler with a 14-9 advantage over Miller Grove.
The Atlanta Hawks Basketball Academy is camps, clinics, leagues, coaches' education, and tournaments.
I've learned to boost my confidence up.
From the dribbling to the shooting to the passing, it's just a great, great camp.
They get a chance to meet former and current Hawk players.
We're building kids on the court and off the court. It's about character and being a good basketball player.
I would say you need to come out here. It's so fun out here.
Catch the highlights of the tournament games and share with your friends using the StatRow app. Be sure to check out all other great hoop teams and features on StatRow after the tournament. Second quarter now underway. Joel Hillsman, Mason Abernathy here with you. Amberly, 14-9. Wheeler with the lead and in possession. They're all in white. Miller Grove all in the gray with the purple trim. Alley, and there's the oop. Perry climbed the ladder upstairs to E.J. Montgomery. His first hoop. Wheeler shot 43% in that first quarter, Mason.
Yeah, Wheeler obviously getting what they wanted, especially right there out of the quarter situation, getting another easy bucket. Miller Grove 4 for 13 and 0 for 3 from 3. Obviously just need to find a way to get some buckets. It's going to have to come from this guy, Tay Hardy.
It will be. Hardy in that first quarter put in 5 points and had 4 boards. Perry trying to rip him. There's Wilson, kicks it over to Harvey. Pump fake, put it on the floor, floating through the lane. He couldn't get the roll. It's going to tip. They fight for it. It goes out of bounds.
Good head fake by Harvey there to get to the rim, just not able to convert. Montgomery's going to keep causing problems down low inside.
And E.J. Montgomery long going to take that game to Auburn. There's a drive by Harvey, got in, and the foul is called on the floor. And it's going to be on Younger.
You were saying how deep Doug's got his team this year, and it's no doubt with Younger, a 6'6" young junior that they can bring in. We're yet to see the Austin Johnson kid, another 6'8" big guy. And even the Ronaldo, if I'm saying that right, Lewis, won the Chick-fil-A dunk contest. So a lot of options over there for Doug to go to.
Jordan Usher with the steal as he's back in all the way. Tucker shot is up. No, it's on the floor. Fight for it underneath, out of bounds, and it will go to Miller Grove.
I think Tucker wanted to find himself in the scorebook there. Was determined to get to the rim and create something for himself.
You talked about Page earlier and being a junior, and one of the things that I noted is he is that interior presence. Can he continue to expound on that? I mean, I know he can, but in other areas where he can be consistent on both ends of the floor with it.
Yeah, Kevin's good young talent. Once again, being around the program for years. You know, last year being on a state championship team, playing behind some seniors, wasn't able to get the minutes he probably wanted, but he's their presence. Him and Dramon Clark this year doing a great job for Miller Grove to start the year. You know, this year, tonight going against E.J. Montgomery, big USA basketball guy going to Auburn. He's got his hands full.
And Page just picked up that offensive foul right there.
Yeah, a little moving screen. I don't think EJ's the one hurting them, though. They got to find a way to contain Perry and the Ananye kid.
16-9, a little over a minute and a half gone by second quarter.
Back to the zone for Miller Grove, a little 2-3 matchup. Trying to get the organization right.
Perry catches down low. Good ball movement, inside out, a 3 ball. It's off to the left, no good. Rebound offensively, though, for Usher. Usher dropped it. Anini going to go baseline, put it up off the glass. No, George Wilson Jr. out of the guard spot with the rebound, now pushing it for Miller Grove. Going to bounce it off. Harvey all the way, walked up out of the gym, took the suitcase back to Hartsfield, a traveling violation. Under 6 minutes, 5:54 to go, second quarter.
Miller Grove doing a great job defensively. 16 points through quarter and a third. Just need to find a way to get those buckets in transition.
Here's Perry. Perry looking to run it, sets it down low to Montgomery. It's not there. They tip.
Good
fight
rebound.
for it. Page comes away with it, and here's Tay Hardy. 5:37 less than that. Hardy to Harvey. Harvey lost his dribble, picked it up, and now foul on Usher. Jordan Usher get hit with the foul.
You know, Coach White over the years was always known for taking his teams anywhere and playing anybody. And obviously Coach Chester, no problems coming into Wheeler's house in their brand new arena and finding out what his new team's made of.
And they've been on the road as well. Played in the Cruel Classic in Florida last week. Went up and played in the Chicago Classic as well. So they still shaking and moving across the nation.
Oh, yeah.
16-9.
The toughness is still there. And Hardy's going to pick up an offensive foul here.
They played McEachern already this year in the season opener, and McEachern beat them. But as you mentioned, it is a little adjustment period here going through, but it's still, at this point, Miller Grove. 16-9, and Coach Chester been around the program, was an assistant before he left and spent some time with Stevenson, and now we've got a whistle.
Obviously putting his own twist on things as he's come in and taken over. Anytime a coach like Coach White establishes the tradition and legacy they're going to have some carryover as far as what they do, but Coach Chester's been able to put his own implementation on the program.
Swinging around the horn, Perry now to Tucker. Tucker back to Perry.
Austin Johnson in the game as we were talking about. Let's see what the big guy can do.
Yes, good call, Johnson. I didn't see him check in. My apologies. Big number 3 in white. They reach for it. Perry going to go down on the floor. He tried to call the timeout. Coach Lipscomb is going to give him the timeout. Coach Lipscomb, it will be a 30-second timeout. We are at, you mentioned, Wheeler's new arena. Well, I like the floor. The Atlanta Hawks, Georgia Tech, UGA, Clemson, Wheeler High School. Those are just some of the basketball teams that call a CBA sports court their home court. Contact SUVTV's official sport construction specialist, CBA Sports, to discuss your indoor or outdoor sport court needs. Go to cbasports.com. .503 left to go in the second quarter. Joel Hillsman, Mason Amberly. I'm actually laughing with the refs this time.
So you've been adamant about these refs all night. Through a quarter and, 11 minutes in, how are you going to rate this group?
Oh, this is a well-officiated game right now. 8 fouls, nothing too crazy. They're allowed to play, but, this crew has done a pretty good job. I hadn't had to say anything about them. That ought to be the hint right there. Perry swings at the knee to a flash, and Montgomery almost traveled.
Yeah.
Here goes Tucker going down the baseline. Tucker kicks it in the corner of Jordan Usher. A 3. It rolled off. No. Skying for the rebound. He pulls it down.
I think they got to run in transition right there, especially Tay Hardy. Coming down with the rebound, you got to look to push and pitch it ahead. 3-6-6 guys on the floor are going to be tough to run with all these little guards.
Harvey gonna drive, floated up, no good. Rebound comes down to Jordan Tucker. They're gonna try and cut him up in the backcourt. Coach Lipscomb didn't like that. Here comes Perry. Perry going to Louisville, gonna take it to Usher. He couldn't finish in there.
Foul on the Wolverines, number 22, Kevin Page, in second. At the line, Jordan Usher.
Usher good on his first.
Usher's free throw is good, and let's see. Oh, just got work. We were talking about UConn earlier in the house, coaching staff-wise, but he is also in the house physically now. Tariq Gilbert, the former Miller Grove standout in the gym. Usher's second free throw is good. Oh, and Coach Sherman White is in the gym as well, too. All right. So they're here to check out Miller Grove. It's going to be a timeout. 18-9 is the score. We'll keep it right here. Jordan Usher made both of those free throws and have a lot of fun there with Coach White and Tariq. I'm laughing. There we go. Put them up on the big board. We see them inside of the Wildcat.
They won a lot of games together, didn't they?
They sure did. The only thing they didn't do was play in this building. That's about the only thing they did. I don't think the crowd realizes who's on the big board. They're supposed to be paying attention. Outstanding job there. Man, I love the SUVtv crew. I love the clock crew, the scoreboard crew. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, side out of bounds. Anderson now is back in for
Don't like it.
Miller Grove. He gets it up ahead to Mason. Mason going to take it, stop, short corner jumper. It is no good. Montgomery's going to pull it out. Montgomery puts it on the floor. There's Perry. Perry going to drive, float up to the hoop with the left hand. No. Usher tried to tip it back in. They're going to rip it out. I think right now, Coach, this is such a defensive tense game. It is affecting the play of the offense at the moment.
Yeah, numbers now. See, Miller Grove's able to get the rebound, run in transition, get an easy bucket.
Right there. They got it. They had to work for it just a little bit, but they didn't have to allow the defense to set up. 18-11, 7-point game, 3.5 to go second quarter.
I know Younger, Tucker, and Usher all athletic, but anytime they come down with it, you got to run.
Yeah, I think that's the theory right now, especially with the size advantage, and now with Page being on the bench in foul trouble. Hardy, a 3. Kaboom!
Big 3.
Tay Hardy, a triple.
Jalen Mason pushing the tempo, drawing the defense, and a careless turnover by Perry.
Perry with the turnover now. Anini will check in. Anderson, Mason, Clark, Hardy, and Caleb Tanner on the floor for Miller Grove in the gray.
Oh, good screen by Jermon Clark.
Three is
good
no
rebound
good.
by Clark, too.
Fought up in there. Clark gonna put it up. No. Montgomery gonna rip it down, and now here comes Anini. Anini with the long pass up ahead. Anderson broke up the pass. Usher's gonna recover it. Usher going to the right. Stepped in. Gave it off to Anini. Good help side defense and a foul call. I like the way Tanner came over with the help, though, defensively.
Yeah, Caleb Tanner, a football player from Miller Grove, bringing that kind of bulldog mentality right now into the game.
2:44 to go. Miller Grove coaching staff trying to get some form of an explanation from the officials. 18-14, Anini with the free throw. It is good.
Now I've seen Wheeler play a number of times over the years, and once again, not harping on Kenny, but hasn't really stood out. But here in this game, really brought a comfort to the floor. Him and Perry really the only guys that have done something so far. Anini, this will give him at least, and I spoke too soon.
That's what you tried to do to me earlier, see? I told you.
The old announcer's curse.
Mason has it now.
Now Wheeler with a 1-3-1.
And Anderson pump fakes it over there. And back to Anini just quickly. Even in their games this year, you say he hasn't stood out, but sometimes what he's done is he's hit timely buckets or key buckets to either stop runs or start runs. Anderson intercepts the long pass. Anderson gonna go Lorenzo all the way to the hoop. Blew the layup. Goes up on the other side. He blew it too. Tip it. And let's see.
Yeah, I think Anderson's gonna have to get himself under control for Miller Grove. Forced a unneeded three on one side. Able to get the steal, get his team the possession back, and then clearly forced another layup opportunity, which resulted in a loose ball foul on him.
So Lorenzo Anderson picked up the foul, team sixth.
But Miller Grove right there, 19-14, their kind of score. Definitely the tempo that they want. Back to the zone, the 2-3 matchup. Look for Montgomery to work that high post.
There it is, catch out to Usher. Usher gonna fake it, try to go baseline, kick it back, a turnover.
Will he dunk it or take the layup?
Here comes Anderson on the break. Give me that! Get that shot out of here, a rejection. And Anderson puts it back up. He blew it, no good, out of bounds. Great, outstanding defense there from the Wheeler Wildcats in transition.
Good hustle by Montgomery, great
Wonderful.
hustle. Anderson obviously fumbled it a little on the gather, which resulted in EJ being able to get the catch up.
Catch, fire, Mason, no. Rebound is going to come down to Wheeler. Austin Johnson has it. And now here's Anini. Anini into the full court to Younger. Younger between the legs. He holds it, now kicks it back out. They're going to drive Anini. Hardy, a push, and it's over with. Hardy took, it was a little bump. I don't think if Anini falls, it's called. Second on Hardy.
I think Coach is going to have to roll the dice here with 1:23 left, or actually he's decided to pull Hardy. Really the only proven score Miller Grove has. Everyone else just contributed on a night-in, night-out basis. As last night, Jermon Clark came up big for him.
Very big. Anini free throw is good. 20-14, 6-point ball game. A minute and 23 seconds remaining here in this second quarter. Anini's second free throw got the roll, living right. It's good. Leading by 7 points now. So he gives it to Mason. Mason now to George Wilson, the third. He crosses the timeline. Now going to go across the lane. Clark up, no. Fouled on the shot. And let's see, will it be on Montgomery? No, it'll be on Austin Johnson.
Foul on the Wildcats, number 3, Austin Johnson. His first.
Something that may benefit Miller Grove moving forward may be the head fake. Obviously, EJ's really biting at everything inside. Miller Grove can get to a 2-foot jump stop, really get him off his feet, might create some additional opportunities.
First free throw by Clark is good. 21-15. You mentioned Miller Grove right there to steal right there. Second free throw, no good. Montgomery swallows up the rebound, and here comes Anini into the forecourt. Anini goes over to the left, and there's Usher. Usher bounces it back to Perry, who's back in. Anini on the right wing. Now, tip it. They did it. They set that up. Wilson on the break. George Wilson, the third with the easy steal and lay.
Zones create some issues for Wheeler. Miller Grove sucking in, taking away the entry pass into the elbow, and then jumping and baiting him into that steal.
21-17, 45 seconds to go.
Look for Perry to create something for himself here.
Lost it, out of bounds, a turnover by Darius Perry.
Doesn't look really to be into the game. I don't know what you think, Joel, but first couple minutes, Darius' body language just doesn't look like he wants to be here. Almost like he's a little lackadaisical.
Yeah, you know, I've seen him play enough sometimes, and I think that might just be the nature of how he plays. I don't like to say that too much, because it looks like Kevin Durant ain't running fast, but he got long strides. Perry tried to shoot the passing lane and get the steal, and now going to bounce it down low. Give me that shot. Get that shot out of here. Big Austin Johnson with a fly swatter block shot.
Wheeler answered with their own 1-3-1. See what they go to on the inbound.
17 and 17 seconds, 21-17. They'll be inbounding it underneath baseline out of bounds, and they'll take it and give it inside. Here he holds it as Wilson. Wilson now to Harvey, a three. It was online, no good. Rebound hit the floor, picked up by Tanner. Give it back to George Wilson with 5, with 4, with 3, a long three. Mason, short front iron. Perry gets the rebound. He's going to throw it full court and almost knock that thing in. We are at the half. It is 21-17. Miller Grove is trailing Wheeler. Wheeler, the host, up 21-17.
Every day is another beginning. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.
The 2016 Tournament of Champions Holiday Classic broadcasts are brought to you by CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist, Adidas, Impossible is Nothing, Hawks Basketball Academy and Junior Hawks Camps, designed to give Atlanta youth the ultimate basketball experience, Assistant Basketball Coach app, your source for coaching insight, and StatRow, funding youth sports through game highlights.
The Atlanta Hawks Basketball Academy is camps, clinics, leagues, coaches education, and tournaments.
I've learned to boost my confidence up.
From the dribbling to the shooting to the passing, it's just a great, great camp.
They get a chance to meet former and current Hawk players.
We're building kids on the court and off the court. It's about character and being a good basketball player.
I would say you need to come out here. It's so fun out here.
Well, it's a great day because today's just a small indication of our passion for the city of Atlanta. We're nothing without the fans. It is literally the foundation on what we build.
Well, you know, they always say you can't bend a tree when it's old. So the time to pour in the young people is when they're young. And that's really what we're doing right now. These facilities, best-in-class facilities, It's all about making sure that people have a strong foundation, strong fundamentals, and the Atlanta Hawks help making that possible.
Today is not just about basketball, it's about building a community, and the Atlanta Hawks and CBA Sports has been true to Atlanta in supporting all of our efforts to invest in various communities all across the city.
We're here with William Walker, who this Ben Hill court was formerly named after now. William, what does it mean to you as well as the community to have this court?
Well, I think it means a whole lot to the community to have a safer court and a more of a beautiful court that the kids will have an opportunity to enjoy. We have approximately over 300 kids in our summer camp, and it will give them an opportunity to come out and really enjoy a nice looking court and a safe court, and hopefully what they will do, they will be able to elevate their skill level as they participate on this court.
I played basketball. This is where I started. I used to live up the street from here, so this park means the world to me. But building bridges is something that we are obligated to do because kids emulate everything we do. So this is huge for the community, and the fact that the Hawks, CBA Sport, and Sport Court has come out to put a beautiful court down here and really make it a fun experience is what it's all about.
You know, it's always good for kids to get a head start on life, and you know, when people, you know, in the Atlanta Hawks organization take the time out to kind of, you know, get kids cheat codes to, you know, succeed. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I run a foundation myself, and you know, anytime Atlanta Hawks come out, you know, I've always want to try to show my face and, you know, try to take notes and, you know, really learn how to make a difference.
This just enhances their dreams and their opportunities to be able to, you know, dream big and try to do big things, and it's a positive environment. So that's what's most important.
The Hawks are committed to renovating or building 25 basketball courts over 5 years and are well on their way. And I've been to almost every single one of them, but this may be one of the best I've ever seen.
Well, I think the Hawks have really, you know, recognized that basketball is their core. You know, they started doing a lot of other things, and then kind of when Steve Koonin came in, he said, hey, we're about basketball, so let's bring basketball into communities that may not have the best. We all grew up with, like, you know, the peach crate or, you know, the milk, you know, holder or whatever, but never a court like this. I mean, you're talking about something that's totally covered, something that's totally lit. Imagine how many hours are going to be played on this court for kids who may not have a chance to actually see. I mean, this is state of the art.
Well, I think what resonates with me is William Walker, who we named the court after today. He was a coach for 50 years in this community, and what the Hawks are invested in is not only the youth. We do some coaches clinics year-round, so it just speaks to the volume that a coach can impact all these kids, and the Hawks are doing a small part in training those coaches and hopefully having an impact on the city of Atlanta.
This court means so much to the community of Atlanta because people look at the Atlanta Hawks for inspiration. They look at us to help lead the community in a variety of ways, and when we think about our children and millennials and new generations that we're trying to touch, this is really a great way for us to directly impact the youth and to keep them engaged with our brand and keep them engaged with the game of basketball.
A lot of people talk about building bridges, but here you actually see a bridge being built. This is a tangible, actual tangible, something you can touch. And look at it, like I said, once again, when you look at the kids' faces, they're running around, playing basketball, eating ices, hot dogs, and all that. What more can you ask for on a summer day in hot Atlanta?
The Atlanta Hawks are a community asset. We say that over and over. So what you have to do is figure out ways to bridge to the community. Building basketball courts is our way to bridge to the community. We're looking for other ways, but this is one, and it's worked, and it will continue to work, and we're committed to it.
CBA Sports is amazing. I have literally watched them do so many court renovations, and this particular court is just absolutely phenomenal. I love the coloring that they used. I love the creative design on it. I think that it's so unique. You definitely can't find it in any other community, and so CBA means so much to the Atlanta Hawks because they truly put all of their creative energy into every court they do for us.
Hoopers, you know you have to always get better at your craft. Download the Assistant Basketball Coach app today to get drills, plays, and content that will help you improve your game. Follow on Instagram at Coach ABC, and that's Coach_ABC. Second half underway. Miller Grove all in the gray with the purple numbers against Wheeler at home. 21-17. Shot is no good. Page on the glass. Fought for it underneath, out of bounds. Taking a look at it, I think the issue that we're seeing here, Coach Mason, 22% shooting for Miller Grove, 31% shooting for Wheeler.
Yeah, Miller Grove struggling really all aspects. Field goals, three-pointers, and free throws. I thought they'd struggle with coming into the game would be the size of Wheeler, but holding up pretty well.
21-17, 30 seconds gone by. Now here's Tucker. Tucker gonna drive, got it blocked. Ooh, I thought that was good defense there by Clark.
Tucker didn't find the score sheet in the first half, obviously trying to get himself going here in the second. If I read it right, potential Villanova or Indiana commit, potentially?
Yep, Jordan Tucker. Everybody on this Wheeler roster, or so it seems, is headed to some Power 5 or Big 5 school. Multiple offers for Jordan Tucker. Yep, E.J. Montgomery, Auburn. Darius Perry mentioned Louisville. Jordan Usher going to Southern Cal. He had previously committed to
Much like
Arizona
the son and young
State.
ladies, huh?
Yeah, it kind of fits him. You're trying to make me say something, boss. Stop it.
But then there's Lorenzo Anderson once again with an unnecessary turnover on the inbound after a made free throw by Wheeler. You just can't have those if you want to win games like this. Got to find a way to get a stop here. Can't afford a two-bucket swing.
We talked about in the first half the up and down nature as the catch and turn puts it in by E.J. Montgomery, his second field goal. And now the lead pushed out to 8 and a whistle.
That'll be his third.
Yes, it will. Third foul on Jordan Tucker. Team's first. Looking. Gonna bounce it inside now, and here's Mason. Clark had it. Traveling violation. Coach Lipscomb really loving that. Lipscomb, the veteran. 26th season here at Wheeler. The gym upstairs is called the Dub Lipscomb Gymnasium. This arena is built because of Dub Lipscomb and 6 state championships. Just the facts.
He's built a monster, that's for sure.
I tell you, we've been having such fun here. This is day 2. The clock operator just reminded me that they got 6. If they combine the boys and the girls, they got 6. Usher, steal and lay a score, and then that was Younger coming in there. And now a quick timeout is called. Miller Grove kind of falling to pieces here early. Not even a minute and a half gone by. It's 29-17, a 30-second timeout call by head coach Chester here of the Miller Grove Wolverines. So Miller Grove coming in at 9-3. Wheeler coming in at 8-3. And we talked about it, up and down, but a good showing at the Chick-fil-A Classic where they won the American Division, and it is a 4-game win streak.
Little timeout confusion here. Miller Grove's only got fulls left, thought they had 30s. Wheeler's obviously made the adjustment coming out of halftime, going with a full court press, really denying all the entries. Really created some problems here. Quick 6-0 run for Wheeler to start the half. Miller Grove's going to need something here out of this timeout, get back in the game.
Miller Grove, excuse me, Coach Mason, we were talking about the There's a steal. Shot the passing lane with Perry. Perry in transition. And a foul call. And the foul will be on Mason. Miller Grove, it unbeknownst to me, they only have 2 timeouts left for the game. 2 full timeouts left.
Burned 2 30s early in the first quarter on situations where they couldn't get a bucket.
That's right, and it didn't dawn on me how quickly they burned.
I actually like this move by Coach Chester. He's having a problem controlling the ball. Goes to 4 guards. Probably a little size mismatch inside, but should be okay.
Montgomery jab step, spinning in the lane, a traveling violation. 29-17. Points have come at a premium right now. And as I mentioned, Miller Grove, who has yet to score a bucket in this half, struggled from the field in the first half at 22%. That's 7 of 31.
Yeah, now Wheeler in this, running the trap in the half court. Wilson able to beat it. Got to get a bucket. Played 2 minutes so far. Down 12.
Yeah, the points are at a serious premium right now. I look down underneath the baseline and I see Colin Sexton. Get it out of here. A rejection. Oh, Usher behind the back. Get nasty with it in the break. Unable to do it. Now here's Perry. Perry going with the alley. Usher went up and caught it, brought it back down.
Good block by Jalen Mason.
Yeah, Mason was there as well. Here comes Perry with the steal. Woo. Meet me at the rim, but it's a foul on Kevin Page. Who Perry, he went up and tried him, didn't he? Foul on Page. That'll be Page's 3rd foul.
Had the makings of something special.
Didn't it? Ooh. Perry taking the game to Louisville.
You know, I was talking during the break, and I'm not sure how you feel, but his body language just isn't there for me. For being a potential one of the best, guards in the state, much less maybe the best point guard, don't like kind of the body language and energy that he brings to the floor, even now with the frustration. Not sure what he saw in Louisville. I just know what Rick Pitino tries to do. He's going to have some adjustments to make at the next level.
Free throw, in and out.
Great rebound by Usher.
Yeah, Usher, very athletic. Montgomery to Usher, dunked it home. The right hand from Jordan Usher.
Now just the pressure of Wheeler really creating some problems.
31-17. Coach Chester now asking Hardy and reminding him how he is. Coach Lipscomb a little upset with what he's trying to get done with his Wheeler Wildcat. Free throw, good by Mason. His first points of the ball game. 31-18, a 13-point lead for Wheeler.
Yeah, 10-1 run to start the second half. Not the way you want to come out of the locker room in someone else's gym. Sounds like Miller Grove back into the zone, the 2-3 matchup. Worked well for him in the first half.
Perry swings it in the corner. Usher a long 3. Come on! Jordan Usher, a 3 out of the right corner. He's now beginning to warm to the task overall of what he's been able to do. That'll be 7 in the game for him, and a nice move by Maurice Harvey, his first field goal.
Can't allow players going to a high-level program to catch in rhythm and shoot the jump shot. Got to either run them off the line, force them to put it on the floor, do something.
Good closeout, something of that nature. Perry now to Anini. Anini swings it to Younger. Younger going to go baseline, dipped it off. Tipped in there, no. Here comes Mason. They got to get out and run. Mason, nifty-do behind the back. He's got Hardy running with him. Tay going to go up. Tipped under the layup. Good. Nice break. Execution right there. Tay Hardy with the lay.
Wheeler
coming
right back at you.
Perry back up, and he's fouled. Picking up the pace. That's what I want to see. 4:25 to go. Approaching the halfway mark of the third quarter.
They waste no time.
I like the way Miller Grove ran that break, though, with Hardy. And how he dipped up under it.
Harvey with a good finish, and then Jalen Mason, another sophomore, creating an easy bucket for Tay Hardy. Once again, Miller Grove's got some pieces, just young pieces. Maurice Harvey, a sophomore. Jalen Mason, a sophomore. You got Kevin Page and Jermon Clark juniors.
I like the gamesmanship that was going on right here in front of us as Mason came back to get some instructions from Coach Chester, and Anini was just right there with him. Perry could not get the second one to fall. He is struggling from the free throw line. 12-point lead. Usher with the rip. Perry going to pick it up. Perry on the break. And then Harvey came right back from behind and ripped it. Ooh, he double dribbled up out of there. I think he wanted to give it to Wilson and then didn't know where Wilson was because Wilson took off going. All right, kept taking off. Here comes Isaac Martin. Possibly. Here's Anini over to Younger. Younger holds it on the right wing, and there's E.J. Montgomery. E.J. put it on the floor. One-handed pass to a cutting. Usher blew it. Tipped back good. Followed his own shot. Usher now warming up.
I like the way E.J.'s able to pass the ball.
Yes.
On the move, he had one to Usher for the dunk a few moments ago. That one creating an easy bucket for Usher. Great passer.
I love it when a big man can pass because I think that opens up the offense even more. Mason shot no good. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. Anini's got the board now. Here comes Wheeler in transition over the Wildcats. A push-off, not called. Wait, excuse me. Yes, it was. Offensive foul. Brandon Younger.
I think Jalen Mason's going to come out right here, do his hustling back after he missed that shot.
Coach Lipskin now on his feet.
Wheeler still in the pressure.
They are. Crossing the timeline. Now gives it off. They're going to dip inside and out. Now swing it over.
Miller Grove has to have patience in the front court. With all this pressure and the doubles coming.
It was tipped up there. No good. Wilson. Oh, Wildcats coming back this way. Here's Younger. Younger went one way and the other. Now going to hand it off to the left. Put it on the floor. Dip it to the top. Bounce pass Anini down low. Up and one. The hoop and the horn. E.J. Montgomery.
EJ's come to play tonight.
Yes, he has. He's putting together a pretty good night now. 6 points, and now going to try to finish a three-point play the harder way.
Also his ability to alter shots on the other end, blocking a few, definitely causing Miller Grove some problems.
We talked about Rod Lewis, who won the dunk contest there at Chick-fil-A. He is now in the game off the bench. Montgomery to southpaw, back iron, no, blew the free throw, and then chasing it down quickly right off the bench is Lewis. Now he gets it back over to Anini, over to Usher. Usher swings it to Younger in the corner. Younger now going to pop it back to the top. Usher tried to feed it, bad pass. Not a good decision right there. A steal, and now here comes Miller Grove with 2:44 to go. Third quarter, trailing by 16. The jumper is off the skim of the rim, no good. Rebound up by Clark, foul. And let's see, will it be two shots? Lead official with the call.
Critical 2:37 in this quarter for Miller Grove. Got to find a way to get it back closer to the 10-point, 9-point mark to give themselves an opportunity in the fourth. At some point, you got Jordan Tucker and Darius sitting over there on the bench right now for Wheeler, and they've been able to stretch the lead out to 16.
Austin Johnson will come in. Clark missed the first free throw. The crowd trying to urge him on behind him. We showed you Coach Sharman White earlier, and this is Miller Grove. Make sure you check out the SUVtv documentary, Reclaiming the Crown. It is absolutely incredible. And I'm going to brag just a minute on my executive producer tonight, Lisa Burnett, and then Marcus Burnett, and all the fine work that they did with that SUVtv Miller Grove documentary, Reclaiming the Crown. Check it out. It's worth it. I just thought about it, so we're sitting here with Miller Grove and Sharman White in it. It's beautiful. Take it away. In transition, here comes Wilson the third. Wilson walked up out of here. He left the gym. He come back, son. He was traveling all out of here. 39 to 23, 2:12 to go.
Miller Grove just unable to get those buckets in transition.
And not able to get a rhythm and sustain a rhythm. Only 6 points here in this second half. Kick out over to Anini. Anini goes around the screen. He's got the right hand dribble belt high, swings it now between the left and the right.
Isaac Martin lost a shoe there.
Got to play without it. Swinging in the corner, a long three, good. Shoe or no shoe, he got it back and cracked the three out of the corner. Isaac Martin, his first field goal. They pushed the lead out to 19 now.
Defensive pressures created that separation.
Driving across the lane, a blocking foul. And let's see who this will be called on. And it will be on Anini. Anini with the foul. And here is Jermon Clark at the free throw line. Clark, 5 points in the contest. I think also talking about Miller Grove unable to score in transition, just still overall not able to hit shots.
Yeah, obviously first half
field.
they were 1 for 3 from three. And then like you said, 23% from the floor overall. Just not what you look for when you're going into a place like Wheeler. Bona fide state contender in 7A. Miller Grove still, once again, established this themselves. Jermon Clark 1 for 4 in his last 4 tries here. Those are big.
Miller Grove in 5A, and as I mentioned, they're still ranked in 5A.
Harvey with a steal.
Yep, nice move by Harvey coming up on the lay and scoring. And as you mentioned, Coach, they are getting the transition opportunities, no question about it.
Yeah, created 11 turnovers in the first half. Once again, unable to convert on a lot of those. Created some here in the second half. With Perry now back in the game, they're not going to get as many of those opportunities. If they get a stop and maybe a bucket here, you just never know.
Under a minute, gonna drive, he fell down.
Oh, he's gonna get bailed out.
Yeah, it was. I thought we was gonna be heading the other way on the break. And this will be called on Harvey.
You know, Tucker once again unable to find the score sheet yet tonight. Still forcing a little bit.
Jordan Tucker?
Has he scored?
Yeah, 2 free throws in his third quarter. But no field goals, so that kind of goes in line with that.
There's the stop they needed.
Hardy with the rebound in
Gotta give
transition.
it up.
Dumps it off to Harvey. Give me that. Send it to the glass. That's what you were talking about. Austin Johnson with the block. Oh, Perry, a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. A beautiful dime drop to Lewis on the break, his first 2. $18-point lead. 22 seconds less than that now, and here's Mason. Mason almost used the arm bar and pushed off.
Got to be worried about a 5-second count here.
Yeah, Mason gets the screen though from Clark, goes around it, shifts to the left. Harvey got it taken away from behind. Now he and Johnson in there on a jump ball.
It'll be Wheelers.
Yep, goes to Wheeler.
Frustration starting to set in a little bit here for Miller Grove.
Gonna roll it in with 2 seconds. Perry picks it up. Mid-court shot, no good. We are at the end of 3, and it has been all Wheeler right now. 44-26, headed to the 4th. Wheeler leading Miller Grove. Welcome you back inside of Wildcat Arena here at Wheeler High School. Wheeler now with a 44-26 lead as we begin the fourth quarter over Miller Grove. There's a long three, front iron, short, no. Rebound. Excuse me.
Tremont Clark with a good offensive rebound. You know, difference in there in that third quarter, Joel. Jordan Usher able to get big 10 points for Wheeler by himself that quarter. Really was the separation. 23-9 corner.
Right into the expensive seats. Jamon Clark went.
This will prove a lot about both teams. Last opportunity for teams to play in a traditional, you know, single round elimination tournament style before you get into region play and state playoffs later in the year.
That is true. Behind the back, Perry. No good on that pass to Martin. Mason gonna drive, got it knocked away. Here comes Montgomery. Montgomery goes behind the back to Perry. Perry recovers it. Now he's gonna drive all the way, reversed it up. No, put back in good by E.J. Montgomery.
Oh, bad steal.
Yep, turnover in the backcourt. And there is Lewis. Lewis to Montgomery. Montgomery sweeping with the left hand good. You mentioned how well he was playing. And now Coach Chester has to burn one of those timeouts. It will be a full timeout. 6:51 to go, 48-26, a 22-point Wheeler lead. With the Junior Hawks summer camps, youth basketball players of all skill levels learn the game from the best basketball camp coaching staff in Atlanta. All players will learn the fundamentals of the game along with sportsmanship and responsibility in a fun and encouraging environment. Whether your child is learning the game for the first time or honing their skills, the Junior Hawks Summer Camp program delivers valuable lessons, skill training, and plenty of fun for each week of the summer. Go to thesuvtv.com/JRHoops to learn more and register your camper today. And catch the highlights of the tournament games and share with your friends using the StatRow app. Be sure to check out all the other great hoops teams and features on StatRow after the tournament. Oh, out of the full timeout, 6:51 to go, 48-26. And the Wildcat Arena, as I peer around, begins to slowly empty. As Wheeler has pretty much opened up this thing pretty good, 48-26. Here is Hardy driving. Harvey in the shot, no good.
He's altered a lot of shots down there. Might not have blocked them all, but definitely altering the way Miller Grove attacks the rim.
So Lewis picked up the foul. Lewis has played solid since his number has been called. And Harvey's at the free throw line, rolled around, no good. Harvey with 4 points in the contest. For the game, Miller Grove still struggling from the field, Mason. 23% entering this fourth quarter.
Yeah, all the way around, and then 10% from three, 1 for 10. Normally, a couple capable shooters and guys like Trey Wilson, Jalen Mason, Lorenzo, just really unable to get it going. As Wheeler's made 4. I'm going to look for Jordan Tucker to do something here in the fourth quarter.
Gives it over to Perry. Now going to feed it down low. EJ spin around and kick it all the way across. And now here's Lewis. Lewis to Montgomery for the slam dunk.
Great
EJ
ball
Montgomery.
movement.
Harvey lost it out of bounds, and it will be a turnover and come over to Wheeler. Jordan Usher will check in, and Lewis now will go out.
Yeah, these situations, once again, game a little away from Miller Grove, down 23. Got to find a way to keep getting better, though. These games will matter when you get into region playoffs once again. State playoffs, you're playing in someone else's gym. Can you win the fourth quarter is what I'd be looking at here.
Usher comes away with the steal.
Oh.
But it's going to be a foul. And the foul will be on Lorenzo Anderson, who has not been able to put together a good game today. That'll be the 17th foul on Miller Grove. So now he'll be shooting a 1-and-1. Will Jordan Usher. Got the roll, Usher.
Just breezing back over the stats from at the end of the third. Turnovers, obviously, big issue. 8 for Miller Grove in the first half, 8 alone in the third quarter. So, got to find a way to possess the ball.
Free throw is no good. Usher missed it. Perry got the rebound. Now Usher recovers it. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery going to go and dip it off to Perry, who whipped it in the corner. Long cross-court pass. The three is no good. Tip, and it goes out of bounds. Well, we're looking at Miller Grove coming in now, 9-3 after the victory, 51-27. It was a foul call on Miller Grove. On Wheeler. It was on Jordan Usher. Usher picks up his second. And in that Class 5A, in Georgia anyway, are the likes of Beaufort Eagles, Landing, Fayette County, and Cedar Shoals. That top 5 is pretty good. Riverwood has been shooting the 3 ball of late the last couple of years. So they are there. And in Southwest DeKalb, which is a region opponent, but Miller Grove has already picked up a win over Southwest DeKalb. So
yeah, there's some, with Eddie Martin now at Beaufort, obviously a big piece up there, getting a couple of new players as well. I'm not sure of the young man's last name, but Marcus moved in.
Marcus Watson.
Marcus Watson from North Carolina, big piece.
Tough, man.
Maybe might be the best player in 5A when it's all said and done.
He's tough, man.
Young point guard
tough.
and Alex Jones, I believe his last name is.
Jones is a dime dropper, and then they've got him a sniper. I'm talking about a sniper in Nixon.
Donnell Nixon.
Yes, I mean, I'm talking about
young little lefty.
Don't get anywhere near him. I mean, I saw them play a couple of weeks ago, and he literally, I went back, and I think he missed one shot. But at the same time, he finished with 26 points. He was perfect from deep, perfect from the line, and perfect from 2. And then once I went back, that's a true shooting percentage of 100%.
Cedar Shoals will be in it, like you said. Eagles Landing will be there. But this Miller Grove team will be there come state tournament time.
And I've had the opportunity to see Fayette County, so they've been pretty good. But, yeah, very much impressed with the Watson kid at Beaufort.
It'll be a fun year. Southwest DeKalb, like you said, even Lithonia out of that region. So,
in the state of Georgia. And I'm just now realizing, I look at Alicia, you realize this is our first Georgia-Georgia matchup of this classic tournament? That's what got me on that. Free throw by Usher is good. Oh, yeah, I didn't forget about that one, that's for sure. Talking about the Georgia-Georgia matchup tomorrow, Pebblebrook and Norcross. I expect there to be no blue seats or yellow seats visible for that one, for sure. Usher hit both free throws, 53-27, and Miller Grove has been stuck on the 27 for a long time. Shot is up, put back on the rebound is good by Jermon Clark.
Still playing hard, Jermon.
First field goal. The field goal percent, oh, alley-oop!
E.J. Montgomery on the finish.
Perry threw it up there. Montgomery's had himself a pretty nice day, 8 points in this fourth quarter. He has 14 in the game so far. Usher picks up his third foul. Team's 8th. On the first one. And they've got the 30-point mark right now, 15-point lead. And it kind of just got away from Miller Grove there, as you mentioned, that 10-0 run for Wheeler to start it.
Just little buckets like that, just unable to convert the easy ones that might have relieved some pressure as the game has gone on. And really, Usher is able to get himself going along with E.J.
Driving kick. Usher gets the assist to E.J. Montgomery, and he's filling it up now. 4:20 to go here, fourth quarter, in a 27-point lead. I said 15 points just a second ago. I My math was not right. It's 27. There's a drive. Way to take the contact. Hardy up and in good.
Once again, just want to keep battling. Want to try and win the quarter if you're Miller Grove. Can't allow EJ to keep doing things like that.
Blew it. Got the rebound. Now outlet it. Here comes Mason. Mason now going to go all the way. Shot is up. And a blocking foul. A blocking foul called on Jordan Tucker. That's his fourth. Austin Johnson now will be checking back in for Wheeler.
I know it's late in the game and it doesn't matter, wasn't going to dictate, but I'd like to see Jalen dump that off to the trailing teammate right there for the easy layup. Gets your team involved. Once again, builds a little momentum. You're going to be playing a Lincoln team tomorrow that's still just as tough as the Wheeler team you're playing today.
You're going to be playing an angry Lincoln team.
And guard play will be imperative in that matchup.
Yes, it will. Wheeler, with this victory, will take on Whitfield Academy, who pulled the upset of Abraham Lincoln Rail Splitters in a game that featured 65 fouls and 80 free throws shot. No lie. That's who Wheeler will be playing tomorrow. And as much as we thought that they were outmatched today, they being Whitfield, I can't count them out now. They've got 2 big wins. They've won both of their games by a combined 4 points. Beat a Velma Jackson.
The matchups will be
Lincoln.
tough tomorrow for Wheeler. I mean for Whitfield Academy.
Yeah, will be. Driving lay, no tip, no up, no back tap. Austin Johnson is going to get the rebound now, and Anini's pass was deflected. Puts it on the floor. Now going to drop it off. Here's Perry. Perry to Johnson. Johnson got Page in the air. Shot is up and in good.
Because I have a funny feeling Mr. Kenny and Anine, is how y'all are calling him, will be matched up on number 1, Mr. Hart, tomorrow, which should be a good matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be that's going to be tough. Double dribble call and a turnover on Miller Grove. Wheeler now dumping the bench as Khalid Shalid comes in. He came in briefly in the first quarter. And he comes in along with Donaldson. Donaldson also checks in.
And your dump champ, Lewis, also making his way back onto the floor for Wheeler.
Yeah, Lewis is back in. There's a drive and a float up, count it, and the foul, Khalid Shaheed. Into the contest. 3 minutes to go. Coach Chester has not sat down, and it's going to be a tough loss to take right here. Talked about 5A. Well, we've talked about Wheeler being in that 7A, and that 7A's got Norcross and Pebblebrook tomorrow in our Fab 4 right here on SUVtv. And you want to talk about a lit gym tomorrow night.
Yeah, should be a good one.
That's Colin Sexton and Elias Harden taking on Kyle Sturdivant and Jordan Goldwire, along with Lance Thomas and Rashawn Hammonds, as Tay Hardy is at the free throw line. Front iron, no good.
Knowing that Wheeler's already lost to Westlake on the year, how would you envision that region?
Got to see him again. The thing it is, in Westlake right now, not playing well. Of course, they don't have their point guard. They got beat up in the Chick-fil-A Classic. They only got 1 win there. They have yet to win in the Beach Ball Bash over in Myrtle Beach yet. Not very good. I know they're playing without their star point guard, but they're supposed to be a little bit better than that. Chuma Okiki carrying the load for them. Shot the passing lane. Good steal, Anderson. Anderson going to go all the way and dunk it home. Lorenzo Anderson is a steal and dunk.
They're continuing to play hard, which is obviously a trait that Sharman White established long ago with Miller Grove. Going to continue to try and win this thing. But back to the 7A. You're looking at a plethora of teams. You got a Norcross team. Obviously, it'll be there when it's all said and done. Wheeler, Westlake, Campbell. But there's obviously going to be a sleeper from South Georgia, as you would imagine, that's going to come up here and make some noise when the state tournament comes up.
You always count Tiff. I put Tiff in that conversation. The noise that you're beginning to hear out of Moultrie and Colquitt County kind of making you look at some things. Grayson, who Wheeler knows all about, will they improve? I don't know if I want to buy how good Brookwood is right now. Shot is up, no good. Kevin Page there. I'm just not sure about the Brookwood. I like what I've seen from McEachern. I'm beginning to become more and more impressed with McEachern. And
the young point guard was pretty impressive earlier this afternoon.
Come on, man.
Very under control.
As a freshman, that's Sharif Cooper. I made a joke with him yesterday. I told him, you're still not as good as your sister as a freshman. And since I've told him that, he's continued to try and shut me up. I've seen them play in person 3 times. We get them tomorrow, matter of fact. It'll be right here on SUVtv as well. Page split the free throws. Georgia, I think right now is very, very interesting from a standpoint of the basketball is much better and is getting better than a lot of people give it credit. Pebblebrook has taken loss after loss after loss. They needed that big win last night over a very good John Marshall team. Johnson with the hoop. But that's just going to build their mantra.
They got a lot of pieces over there at Pebblebrook that I've not been able to see them yet this year, but knowing the pieces, I don't think they've scratched the surface with Drew Jenton and Jared Jones over there along with Colin. If they can find a way to put it all together, they could be scary.
Lewis dunked it home. I think they are scary. The only thing I think that concerns me, and it might not be that big of a factor in Georgia per se, but nationally, since the national schedule is getting ready to wind down, is their interior size. Their size, because Jones is holding his own and James is holding his own, but there's not much after that for Pebblebrook. But when you got Colin Sexton, that's almost like, being okay. And Colin is still in here. See, he's in here scouting. He's going to see Wheeler 2 times. So he's in here scouting. And he gets Norcross tomorrow, and that's just – that whole region going to be fun. And I'm glad you continue to bring up Campbell because I like them. I mean, just think about the 3 or 4 seed out of that region.
You don't want to be a 1 seed in another region having to play their 3 and 4 in the first round of the state playoffs.
I know that's right, unless you're playing a best of 5, which you're not. Hardy with the lay.
No, just closing that topic, I think it'll come down to all 4 of those teams, Wheeler, Norcross, Westlake, and Pebblebrook at the end of the day.
I'm going to have to throw McEachern in there now.
Okay.
I'm going to have to do that. A lot of people saying they might be a year away. That may be true, but right now I'm going to have to put them, I slide them in the conversation. Very impressed with what's going on over there on Powder Springs, Georgia.
I'm going to take it because the Okogie, I'm not sure. Josh, number 35, is that?
Isaac Okoro.
Isaac Okoro, special young talent. Along with that, I would be concerned about their depth at the end of the day. After their starting guys, who do they have on the bench to go to? But state playoffs could be interesting.
The thing about it, when we finished breaking down last night after their game, Pebblebrook game, Colin was still here. And I like to call myself a gym rat. I can hang in the gym all day. But I left. He was still here. When we got here this morning, he was here. So it was 9 o'clock this morning when we got here to set up. So he has been here all day. And that's what you're supposed to be, a hoop head. First free throw was good from Brandon Younger.
Doug's got some interesting pieces himself, though. The younger kid, Austin Johnson.
He does.
Even the Lewis kid, another athlete off the bench. Don't know where they always find them, but they can play.
Kick it out to the top. Miller Grove now with Jalen Stuckey into the contest for the first time. They've kind of cleaned the bench now.
Wheeler finishing with a little 2-3 zone.
Darren Gibbs also getting some burns. Shot no good. 67-39. Wheeler had a 4-point lead at the half. And in this second half, they took off a 10-0 run. It's underneath. Johnson goes up. Foul call underneath. Had to call that one. Jersey was being pulled. 16 and 4/10 seconds.
Team just came to me that I have to mention, led by a young sophomore point guard, if I'm not mistaken, in Ashton Hagens. Over at Newton County.
Lord, how did I forget about Newton? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just gave them an injustice. They're up at the Farm Bureau up in Spartanburg, probably creating some noise.
Ashton Hagens. Oh, yeah, that was a violation.
Yeah, Nolte kid is over there, if I'm not mistaken, the senior.
Nolte.
So they got some potential. That's a team that at the end of the day will probably be there as well.
Yeah, you know what? No, they will be there.
I know there's some good young players coming up in this state, but the Hagens kid, from what I've seen over the years, might be as good as there is at that guard position at his age.
And I've seen Newton, and that might be fueling Coach Rasmussen. No one brings their name up.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot all about it. It's going to be a good run in Georgia 7A, which Wheeler is in. A 29-point victory over Miller Grove, 68-39, and they will advance to the semifinals where they will take on Whitfield Academy. I'm going to go ahead and give you the updated brackets here for national action, which will be right here, national division action, right here on SUVtv. It will be McEachern taking on Scotlandville Magnet. That'll be in the semifinal. We'll get that one started here at 4 p.m. here at Wildcat Arena. And then after that, it will be Wheeler taking on Whitfield Academy. That'll be 7:30 p.m. right here in Wildcat Arena as well. And then after that, let the fun begin. It'll be Pebblebrook taking on Norcross in the championship of the Fab 4 division of the 2016 Tournament of Champions Holiday Classic. Once again, a shout out to statistics courtesy of West Georgia Sports Information, and also to the Atlanta Hawks, to StatRow, the CBA Sports, and the assistant basketball coach. For Coach Mason, I'm Joel Hillsman. We'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow down the road right here, SUVtv. The Wheeler Wildcats come away with the 68-30. It took the score down, 68-37.
68-39.
Yeah, 68-39. Okay, 68-39 victory. They set the scoreboard off on me that quick. 68-39, Wheeler with the victory over Miller Grove. We'll see you tomorrow right here from Wheeler High School and Wildcat Arena on the SUVtv.com.
Every day is another beginning. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.